They're young, they're rich, and they're ready to take on the world. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 young billionaires. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at men and women who became billionaires when they were still quite young. The focus is less on their current age and more on when they joined the exclusive B Club. Please note that we've tried to make these figures as accurate as possible, but can only report on the estimated numbers that have been made publicly available. Number 10. Nathan Blecharczyk. You might not recognize his name, but you've definitely heard of his company. Blecharczyk, along with Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, two other members of the Billionaire Boys Club, founded the hospitality service Airbnb in 2008. Since then, the company has made tremendous strides, helping people from around the world find places to stay for relatively low costs. Blecharczyk served as Airbnb's chief technology officer, a role that's made him insanely wealthy until 2017, when he became chief strategy officer. The Boston native has a net worth of $3.8 billion as of September 2017. With that kind of money, Blecharczyk can sleep in pretty much any bed he wants, though he unsurprisingly calls San Francisco home. Number 9. Caroline Hagen Kjos. This wealthy Norwegian can thank her family for the majority of her net worth, but she's clearly got the business smarts to maintain it. In 2014, Caroline Hagen Kjos became chairman of Kanika, a holding company headquartered in Oslo, Norway. The company was created by her father, Stein Erik Hagen, as a way of managing funds for the family's numerous business ventures. Carolina, along with her two siblings, each own 30% of Kanika, enough to make them all quite rich. In fact, Carolina Hagen Kjos is worth $2.8 billion and is still in her early 30s. Not too shabby. Number 8. Scott Duncan. Since 1968, Enterprise Products has been one of America's leading oil and gas companies. A member of the Fortune 500, its yearly revenue is consistently in the tens of billions. Why are we telling you this? Because in 2010, the company's co-founder Dan Duncan passed away, and he left a hefty portion of the wealth accrued from Enterprise Products' decades of success to his son, Scott. The younger Duncan was only around 27 years old when he inherited $3.1 billion from his father. Since then, he's continued to add to his bank account, and through a number of savvy investments, is now worth well over $5 billion. Number 7. Ludwig Theodor Braun. Founded in 1839, B. Braun Melzigen is a German medical company that operates in over 50 countries around the world. The company is worth billions, employs thousands, and continues to be owned in part by its founders, the Braun family. Before even turning 30 years old, Ludwig Theodor Braun came to own just under 10% of the company, enough to make him worth between $1.2 and $1.44 billion. The mid-2010s have seen Theodore keep an incredibly low profile online, perhaps preferring the company of his siblings, who each received similar percentages of B. Braun Melzigen. Number 6. Tom Persson. Knowing that you're the heir to a world-renowned fashion company must make falling asleep that much easier. Tom Persson is a Swedish businessman whose grandfather just so happens to have founded a little clothing retail company called H&M. Persson studied at the Met Film School in London and works in the film production business. Persson's father serves as H&M's chairman and, as of 2017, is the richest man in Sweden with a net worth of about $20 billion. However, his son is no slouch, and at age 32, he was worth a very cool $2.2 billion. Number 5. Yang Huiyan. At 36 years of age in 2017, Huiyan is worth almost $20 billion, making her the richest woman in Asia. She's currently the majority shareholder of Country Garden Holdings, a property development company in China. The company, and by extension Yang Huiyan, derives its wealth from being one of the largest real estate companies in the world. Huiyan studied at Ohio State University before returning to her homeland, where her father Yang Guochang transferred his shares in the company over to her, turning her into a billionaire overnight. As vice chairman of the board's governance committee, she's proven very deserving, reportedly raising $410 million for the company by selling new shares. Number 4. Julio Mario Santo Domingo III. Besides having arguably the coolest name on the list, this young billionaire also happens to have one of the coolest professions. Julio Mario Santo Domingo III is a New York City DJ, a job he must be pretty good at because he's worth $2.4 billion. Oh yeah, he's also the heir to a massive Colombian beer fortune. The American can thank his grandfather for his wealth, as the elder Domingo sold his own beer company to SAB Miller in exchange for 15% of the purchasing company's shares. Julio inherited a portion of those shares when he was in his mid-20s after his grandfather died in 2011. So yeah, now he's a billionaire DJ. Is there anything cooler? Number 3. Evan Spiegel. Assuming you weren't born under a rock, chances are you've heard of Snapchat. The social media app quickly became the biggest thing since sliced bread when it was released in 2011. It was founded by Evan Spiegel and Bobby Murphy, with help from Reggie Braun, while they were attending Stanford University. Since then, both Spiegel and Murphy have gone on to become insanely wealthy, with net worths of $3 and $4 billion each. Under Spiegel's direction, the company has transitioned from an app to a multinational technology company, all before Spiegel reached his 30s. This means there will likely be plenty more to come from the self-made billionaire. Number 2. Lukas Walton. Of all the companies in the world that someone could be an heir to, Walmart is probably right up there with the most prosperous of them. Lukas Walton is the grandson of Sam Walton, also known as Walmart's founder. Unlike most trust fund babies, Lukas has mostly avoided the spotlight. The unassuming heir wields an enormous amount of power when it comes to the company his family founded, despite being in his early 30s in 2017, with continued voting rights being passed down to him after his father's death. Though his exact worth is hard to pin down, it's been estimated at anywhere between $11 and $25 billion. Number 1. Mark Zuckerberg. Ah yes, the enigmatic and brilliant co-founder of the generation-defining social media company, Facebook. Zuckerberg, along with Eduardo Saverin, who is no longer part of the company but is still worth over $9 billion, launched Facebook in 2004 to quick critical and commercial success. Since then, it's ballooned into one of the most ubiquitous companies in the world, boasting over 2 billion active users. Because of the incredible success that his brainchild has achieved, Zuckerberg is not only one of the youngest billionaires in the world at just 33 years of age, he is also one of the richest, with a net worth of more than $67 billion in 2017. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.